Good morning, I'm Trevor Scott and welcome to Road Trippin' Fredericksburg. As you can see, we've taken the show on the road today to the heart of Texas Hill Country. You know, the founders of Fredericksburg knew that this was a very special place back when they settled here in 1846. Now, for more than 175 years, the heritage and history lives on in this Texas town. Less than 2 hours away from Austin, Fredericksburg really is the perfect getaway. Surrounded by world-class wineries, nature, miles of charm, with crave-worthy dining and one-of-a-kind shops, plenty of entertainment, and lots of history. Fredericksburg truly is an unbeatable getaway. This segment is sponsored by Fredericksburg Convention and Visitors Bureau.
Start your trip in Fredericksburg with the Visitor Information Center, just a block off Main Street at 302 East Austin. We have over 100 parking spots that are free for your use, as well as a Visitor Information Center that are staffed with friendly locals that are ready to help you make the most of your trip, right here in downtown Fredericksburg. And you can't miss our great Love FBGTX sign right outside. Fredericksburg's consistently ranked as one of the country's top cool small towns to visit, full of unique places to stay, an authentic culinary scene, and award-winning shopping and wine. The small town feel that allows you to relax and unwind, but there's so much to see and do. With over 1,500 guest homes, along with dozens of hotels and motels, downtown lofts, country cabins, modern homes, and more. In all shapes, sizes, styles, and price ranges, there's something for everyone. Fredericksburg's authentic German food highlights its culinary scene, but there are also lots of great spots serving up Texas Hill Country region's own cuisine, which brings together local ingredients and award-winning Texas wine. The town also features Tex-Mex, barbecue, and lots of brewery options. And don't forget about Texas Wine Country as part of your culinary adventure. The area's more than 50 wineries and tasting rooms offer up award-winning Lone Star State varietals, as well as wines from around the world. Book a tour and leave the driving and planning to someone else. One of Fredericksburg's more than 20 wine tour companies will provide a full day of fun. Routinely ranked as one of the top small towns for shopping, Fredericksburg's more than 150 unique shops and boutiques feature everything from clothing to home decor to specialty foods and handmade jewelry and antiques. Plus, there are lots of locally made products that can only be found in Fredericksburg. So visit midweek for the best pick of restaurants, accommodation, wineries, and more. And start planning at visitfredericksburgtx.com.
And that, believe it or not, is just the beginning. Now that the kids have headed back to school, it's time to plan your relaxing getaway to Fredericksburg. Amanda Kuhn, Director of Communications with the Fredericksburg Convention and Visitors Bureau, is here with your itinerary, and you are the one to talk to for sure. Good morning to you. It's great to see you.
Good morning. It's great to be back.
It's always nice to be in Fredericksburg, and I enjoy talking to you. You have got such passion for the place here, and there's so much to do here. Just over an hour from Austin, Texas, wine country awaits. It's one of our favorite things about this place.
Yes, just an hour outside of Austin, 50 wineries, vineyards, and tasting rooms await.
That is amazing. And do you have a favorite? You don't have to say. Well, we'll talk about that later on, with so many to choose from. And then in August and September, you really have an opportunity for people to actually come out and help celebrate the wine industry here. How does that happen?
Yes, August, September, we really celebrate grape harvest season.
Nice.
So grape stomps, wine tastings, wine pairings, vintner dinners. There's so much to see and do.
That's so cool, and it's neat that you can kind of be a part of the process, and you see bottles on the shelf later on, you thought, I did that. I made that wine, basically, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and really now is a time to start planning for fall festivals, because you have got a great lineup coming up here in Fredericksburg, with starting, of course, with the granddaddy, the Opa of them all, Oktoberfest.
Yes, that first weekend in October is a great family-friendly festival with all the beer and brats you can eat, and now is definitely the time to book your accommodation.
And what about for the art lovers in our family?
Yes, we have the Texas Mesquite Art Festival, which is an amazing time.
And what's Best Fest?
Best Fest is a local favorite, celebrating craft beer, local sausages, and just a great festival that is totally family friendly.
Very cool. And speaking of my favorite things, food and wine, you've got them both covered here in Fredericksburg.
Absolutely. The Food and Wine Fest is a can't miss. A whole day of fun and tasting. It's a really great time.
That is so much fun, and there's something for everyone in your
Truly.
family, the kids, the entire family, up and down. Talk a little bit about how to plan the best trip. There is so much going on. It could seem intimidating, but really, you've got a great way to make sure you're not going to miss anything.
Yes, it's really simple. travel, go to visitfredericksburgtx.com, and we have tons of local tips on planning your getaway, links to all of the great accommodations here, and we'll help you navigate that.
That sounds perfect. I'm headed there right now to plan my trip. It will hopefully be a little bit cooler, a great time to celebrate fun family time in Hill Country. Amanda, thanks for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
And we'll see you soon, and we'll be back with more road tripping from Fredericksburg right after this quick break. This segment is sponsored by National Museum of the Pacific War. Welcome back to Road Trippin' Fredericksburg. Our very cool set today is the Pacific Combat Zone at the National Museum of the Pacific War. It's where the museum holds its Pacific War battle reenactments and Saturday outpost programs. It's such a cool experience. In addition to the living history battlefield and the amphitheater, the PCZ is home to two major World War II exhibits, the PT Boat exhibit, which displays PT 309, the only fully restored PT boat that saw action in World War II, and the Pacific Aviation exhibit, which displays a TBM Avenger. Very, very cool. But that is just one of the many immersive experiences on this 6-acre property. Discover why a trip to Fredericksburg just isn't complete until you explore this historic gem.
So our museum, the National Museum of the Pacific War, is located here in Fredericksburg, Texas. Why so far away from the Pacific Ocean? Visitors ask that all the time. Well, this is the hometown of Fleet Admiral Chester Nimitz. He was a significant leader during World War II in the Pacific, and that's why the museum is here in Fredericksburg. So the mission of the National Museum of the Pacific War is to help connect people to the stories of the war. And we work every day, our entire staff does, to make meaningful connections, to help visitors understand the history of the war and why those lessons that we might learn are still relevant today. As you come to the museum, what you can expect to see is a whole array of artifacts and exhibits. One of the key artifacts that we have here is the HA-19. It's a midget submarine that the Japanese actually used in the initial attack on Pearl Harbor. Among the many, many very personal items that are presented in the museum, we have what we call the POW flag. What it is a flag made by literal POWs, men held in a camp by the Japanese. Of all of our artifacts, that is the one that touches most of our hearts. So in addition to the very large artifacts that we have here in the museum, we have thousands of small, meaningful, personal items that have been donated to us by family members of those who served. We have an education program that's exceptional. Every Saturday we have a very special program we call Outposts. It's a slice of life into what troops would have experienced firsthand. We have costume staff who are presenting themselves as if they were right there in the moment during the war. We also are so pleased to reintroduce Pride in the Pacific. These are our living history programs. You might drop in, you'll see a flamethrower or stories about artillery. You'll see the Higgins boat in action. It was one of our troop transport devices. You'll see so much here when you come by on Saturdays. We really hope to welcome you here soon. Please check our online schedule, our calendar of events at pacificwarmuseum.org. We look forward to seeing you then.
From interactive demonstrations, educational experiences, stirring accounts of the heroes of World War II, there is so much to discover at the National Museum of the Pacific War. Kina Stiles, Director of Education and Museum Programs, is here with more to explore. That's a pretty great gig. Good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Oh, it is one of our favorite places. There is so much to learn here. That's one of my favorite parts about it. But this fall, you guys are going gangbusters. What do you have going on at the museum?
Oh, we have so much in store for you, beginning with our hands-on history outpost. We have a tactical battle program called Pride in the Pacific.
Cool.
We have monthly webinars, an annual symposium coming up, and our commemorations are back. So we're very excited to welcome you back to the museum for ceremonies that include speakers. We have wreath laying, music, and so much more.
Very cool. And another of my favorite things about the Museum of the Pacific War is that it's a family-friendly destination where everybody has something to learn. Tell me a little bit more about why it's so family-friendly.
Oh, it's so exciting. This year we actually debuted Pride in the Pacific, and it transports you to an island in the Central Pacific where you're going to experience the sights, sounds, and smells of battle. And in the case of our M2-2 flamethrower, you're going to feel the heat of the action on your skin no matter where you're sitting in this amphitheater.
This is true. I've experienced it, and you can feel the heat.
Unforgettable. It's amazing. And it's great for all ages. And this year we added an exclusive guidebook that will help navigate the battlefield you see behind us. And it's also going to give you information on what uniforms people are wearing and what weapons they have. And families will also love our outpost. They are free, and they dive a little deeper into World War II. And we use artifacts you can touch, costumes like I'm wearing today, and STEM practices. We're really into science, and we talk about communication, the home front, artillery, food on the front, combat assault team. The list just goes on and on and on.
That is so cool, and it is a costume. I just thought you looked really cute today, but that is really great.
It
That's a
is.
fun
I'm doing
costume.
1940s home front today.
I love it. I'm living for that. And is the symposium live this fall? I know we've been through a long time, but we're back.
It is. It's live. We are so excited to welcome everybody in person and virtually. It is our first hybrid symposium ever. The theme is 1942, the perilous year, and we have a stellar lineup of prominent historians and authors, and they're going to talk about the role of the Army, strategic battles that helped turn the war, leadership, and the emergence of the women Air Force service pilots. I'm very excited about that one.
How cool, and that's great that there's an option for everybody with this hybrid format. That is super, super cool. So I know you're always innovating here. What is on the horizon for the museum?
Oh, we are just working very hard to educate and inspire through our distance learning programs, our on-site education through field trips, webinars, and on-site programming. But we are also looking forward to opening a children's exhibit, and it's going to explore the American homefront story through the eyes of children. And we anticipate it opening by spring 2023.
That is something to look forward to for sure. Telling the stories through multiple perspectives, and I think that's what's so cool about the work that you're doing here. Thank you so much for joining us. We can't wait to come back this fall.
Thank you so much.
And stick around, there's more Road Trippin' from Fredericksburg coming right up after this. This segment is sponsored by Sage Restaurant and Lounge and Hill Country Herb Garden. Welcome back to Road Trippin' Fredericksburg. From new American fare with international influences to creative and eclectic cocktails, add an alluring atmosphere that will help guests unwind and soak up hill country living. Travis Tucker is here with all the delicious details about Sage Restaurant and Lounge and Hill Country Herb Garden. And if this is a taste of what we can experience there, then we're set. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
It is my pleasure. Anytime I can stand by some delicious food and people who love food, I'm in heaven. So tell me a little bit about Elements Hospitality Group and how this group kind of originated.
Absolutely. So a little over a year ago, my cousin, who has invested heavily here in Fredericksburg, has a couple of lodging and resorts, and then she had called me and said, I want to open a restaurant. I've never done it. It's my background. And I said, okay, I'm not doing that ever again. And she said, well, what is it going to take? And I said, okay, let's do it. So anyway, there's some investors and owners from Houston area. They decided to purchase a building and a restaurant, and we decided to create something called Sage. And that was supposed to be a 4-month project. Fast forward, we found another project that went on the market. It was formerly the Hill Country Herb Farm. We changed it to Hill Country Herb Garden because it really is a garden. And then, we renovated that. We just opened that restaurant. So in a year, we went from 0 to 100 employees and multiple properties. So it's been a fast and furious year.
Very cool. And it speaks to really the allure of Fredericksburg. Why was this group of folks interested in investing here in Fredericksburg?
That's a great question. They really love the town because of its charm. It's a place they love to vacation. And they have some property just on the outside of town. And so they said, you know what, there's some things missing in Fredericksburg, so let's create them. And that's where I come in, and they said, these are the things we want to do. Can you help us bring it to life? And so that's what we've done.
Very cool, and it seems like you brought it to life beautifully. So what is the goal of Elements Hospitality Group, like the overall goal, and what businesses are kind of represented here?
Sure. So the goal overall is to bring a luxury brand to Fredericksburg.
Nice. I like that.
There's some wonderful places here, and so we're not trying to take away from anything, but just add to. And so our goal is to provide exceptional service, quality cuisine, and then a great experience for anybody who wants to come to Fredericksburg and enjoy one of our properties.
I cannot believe I've waited this long to get into it, but what food have you brought here from both of these beautiful spots?
Well, thank you. Yes. So Chef Henry Gutkin is actually German. He's been only in the States for about 3 years, but when we hired him on, we said, you can't make German food. So we got in a little trouble for that because we love our German heritage here, but we said we don't want this to be another German restaurant. So he has here for us today a burrata caramelized with honey, and then fresh local tomatoes and some quinoa. And then for an entree dish, we have a peanut butter battered panko crusted lobster tail with a lobster cream sauce and a green pea risotto. So those are the two dishes that I would highly recommend if you choose to come join us at Sage.
Incredible, and what creative dishes. And I like that you thought, let's think outside the box. We have places that are doing things really well here in Fredericksburg. Let's do something a little bit different.
Exactly.
These are really great examples about that. Tell me a little bit about what else we have here.
Sure. So the Hill Country Herb Garden is meant to be a much lighter fare. So healthier, a little more health conscious. I say that as I present a cheeseburger, right? But
hey, it's all about moderation. Balance, right?
You can make a choice. You can choose. Some people just feel like they need a burger. So yes, we do bowls, vegetarian and vegan options, which you won't see a lot of in Fredericksburg. So we wanted to offer that. We've added a tuna steak as a protein here. It comes without any proteins, but you can add different protein options should you want to do that. So
very cool.
Super healthy with shishito peppers, locally grown mushrooms, and all of our,
gorgeous.
They're grown just down the road, about 20 miles from Turtle Creek Farms. And then also all of our herbs that we use, as well as our greens, are locally grown at Mikey's Garden, which is a hydroponic garden about 30 miles from here as well. So we try to support the local as much as possible. And then for our other dish, again, this is for those who need to indulge a little bit after spa treatment.
Me, please.
French fries, a bison burger. We did hatch green chili with white cheddar, cucumber, and then fresh tomato and lettuce again from the farm. So.
I love that, and I like how you are presenting options for kind of whatever you're in the mood for that day.
That's right.
Tell us a little bit more about the spa at the Hill Country Herb Garden.
So we have an 8-room treatment spa. We do facials, massage, couples massage, which is probably the most popular when people are vacationing.
I can see that.
And so the spa stays busy 5 days a week for sure. We are closed on Mondays and Tuesdays at the spa, but we offer different treatments depending on what people are looking for.
Excellent, and you have a great range of products there as well. Tell us a little bit about what we can find.
Absolutely. So we have some production team in-house that make lotions, body wash, shampoo, conditioners that are all signature scent to the herb garden, and then we've expanded that for people's individual taste as well. And the thing that seems to be catching on the quickest is our natural insect repellent. So it's all natural. There's no DEET. There's nothing. You could put it on your child. It only lasts for about an hour and a half, and you have to reapply, but it's all natural and it's super healthy for your family. So
a lot of people are looking for that these days. The word that comes to mind is really thoughtful. Everything that you've done here and really the way that you've approached entering the Fredericksburg market really seems thoughtful, and there's definitely people out there who are going to really enjoy this. Thanks for letting us take a little peek. We definitely need to come out and say hello.
Well, I appreciate that very much.
Thanks, Travis. We appreciate it. And we'll be right back with more Road Trippin' from Fredericksburg. Stay right there. Cheers to you. Cheers. Hey, somebody's going swimming in there. We're going to get that guy. This segment is sponsored by The Resort at Fredericksburg, featuring The Edge Winery. Welcome back to Road Trippin' Fredericksburg. When deciding on a place to stay here, if beautiful views, a premier tasting room, cozy cottages, and award-winning wines are on your wish list, well, look no further than The Resort at Fredericksburg, featuring The Edge Winery. Located less than a mile from downtown, take a look at how the resort captures the finest amenities in Hill Country.
Welcome to The Edge, the resort at Fredericksburg. New facility in Fredericksburg. We just celebrated our 1-year anniversary. We'd love for you to join us out here with your family, with your friends. We started this venture in 2015. We acquired 180 acres just on the outskirts of Fredericksburg, right on the edge of the Pedernales. and are thrilled about it, as far as in that we saw it as a diamond in the rough that could facilitate what it's turned into, which is the largest wine tasting facility in Texas. We're family friendly, we're dog friendly. We have cornhole, we have putting greens, we have water features throughout our venue. We have a full menu, fantastic food. Our kitchen is open Thursday through Sunday. No reservations are necessary. We'd like to see your family out here, and if you spend all day with us, we'd love it.
We take pride in our Just Peachy, since Fredericksburg is known for peaches. So we love to invite guests with a surprise as they arrive. We welcome them with a peach Bellini that represents what Fredericksburg is all about.
That's how we're different than anything else up 290. We're proud to have English Newsroom as our partner and wine provider. We won in 2020 and 2021 Vineyard of the Year in Texas. We also rated with English Newsroom the highest rated Texas wine ever, as far as we had a Cab Sauvignon that was rated 99.5 out of a blind test in San Francisco.
So we're sitting here in this amazing tower. It's 5 stories, highest point in Gillespie County, and one of the things that's fantastic is we get to share this space with other artisans that are local. We have a winemaker's market where other vendors can highlight their craft, and our guests can also enjoy other spirits as well as wines and cheeses alongside the wine and the food that we offer. This is a great place for us to come together as a community and for us to support one another.
We're building this facility as a destination. We currently have 9 Tinies. In the next month, I expect to add an additional 10. I expect to be at 150. We plan to have swimming pools, lazy river, amenities throughout. We feel very fortunate for that.
We want to invite everyone to come out and see the resort at Fredericksburg. Certainly won't be disappointed. Invite the family, invite all your friends, and come and stay.
Wow, I am so impressed. Talk about world class right here in the heart of Hill Country. And they feature wine from the English Newsroom cellars, award-winning wines out of the high plains of Texas. And who better than to tell us all about this local sommelier, founder of Vino Cadre, our dear friend, Andre Boada. It's great to see you.
Oh my gosh, it's always
We're
fun.
back.
We're back. We're back together
why
again.
am I always around a bunch of wine when I'm with you, Andre? Not that I'm complaining. This is a
Well,
good thing.
you know, in my life, I taste a lot of wines, and I'm working with multiple wineries here in the area, including the Edge.
Yeah.
And I found this little Cabernet.
Oh, nice.
This Cabernet is like a Napa Cab, but with a big Texas hat on.
Oh.
You know, it's got personality. It just won the Judges Award at the Texsom up in Dallas, and that particular event is one of the toughest in the country. When a Texas cab beats out some of the Napa cabs out there, that's saying something. And you know, when you get into the glass and you say, man, it's half the cost of Napa. Why not support the guys here?
It's amazing, especially from your professional perspective, to see how the wines of Texas are really stacking up. And against those wines of the world, tell me a little bit about the differences of Texas wine to those that we may be more familiar with, Old World.
Yeah, it's a good point. So if you go to France, which is a home of Bordeaux, Bordeaux tends to do a lot of blending. This is 100% cab. That's one thing. Yeah. Also, cabs in Bordeaux tend to be a little softer, less alcohol. Okay. And then you go to Napa. Napa tends to be in your face, as big as it can get, super high alcohol, and they tend to blend as well, sometimes 100% cab. Here, in the middle, it's kind of like not as big, not as soft, it's just right.
Yeah, I am too. And is that what we have right here? The award-winning. I'll take a taste of that. While I ask you, I know you're busy, you've always got something in the future. What kind of great projects are you working on right now?
You know, it's quite a few things going on. I'm really trying to help the guys here at the Edge. They have a tower that's kind of designed for their wine club. So I've been jumping into like pop-up events, educational tastings, savoring champagne, and teaching people how to explore champagnes from different parts of the world. But the guys over at the Edge are looking into creating their own sparkling wine, which will incorporate into the future of the winery itself.
That is so terrific. And there's a lot of incentive, especially here, to join the wine club. Tell me a little bit about that, and why should people join?
Well, number one, this event space and tasting room is just over the top. It's like 12,000 square feet. You don't need a reservation, but if you're a wine club member, you get discounts. It's almost like a social club. You know, you go there and you have the Wine Tower, which has 5 floors of decadence. You know, you go there and you can do a lot of different things. The top floor overlooks the river in the back. It's a beautiful space.
I mean, what's not to love?
And there are wines that are exclusive just to the wine club that are like the creme de creme. So that's another added value.
I think that's great. So for those who are just traveling to Fredericksburg, the general public who want to taste this great wine and experience it with 12,000 square feet, there's room for everybody and no reservations. That is really unique for this area, and I think that's super special. But if you want that extra special experience, sounds like joining the wine club sounds like I need to join the wine club, Audrey. Thanks for being here. We appreciate it. This segment is sponsored by Fredericksburg Theater Company. Welcome back to Road Trippin' Fredericksburg. Cue the lights, raise the curtain, and complete your trip to Fredericksburg with a night out at the theater. The Fredericksburg Theater Company is in their 26th season. It's in full swing right now with comedies, musicals, special events, and more. There really is something for everyone on this stage.
Cupid's darts, you'll find such joy just by being a boy. So listen. I'm on a honky-tonk merry-go-round. I who am no one must watch you.
Hi, my name is Steve Riley. I'm the Executive Director of the Fredericksburg Theater Company. The theater has been in existence for over 25 years. We've been at this location since 2007. We seat 250 audience members. There's not a bad seat in the house. What a lot of people tell me is that when they see shows at the Fredericksburg Theater Company, they're amazed that they are able to get up close and personal with what's going on stage. We invest a lot of time, money, and workforce in making sure our productions are of the highest quality. With that, we have digital sound, we also have state-of-the-art lighting, and we're able to do a lot of special effects here. And I'm very proud to say the quality of our productions match a lot of what you may see in other major large theaters. When it comes to spectacle, we have it here at the Fredericksburg Theater Company. We have a very active youth education program where the children do 3 musicals during the course of the year. That includes a summer musical and also a fall and spring production. We never turn a child away because they cannot afford tuition. That's something I'm very proud of, and we hold up as an example of what we do here for the community in Fredericksburg. We have over 200 volunteers that do everything from perform on stage to help in the box office, help build scenery, work our crew positions, and also help us run the productions, including the house, concessions, and so forth. We couldn't exist without them. Our volunteers are the lifeblood of the Fredericksburg Theater Company. We're always looking for new talent, no matter what it may be. If it's acting on stage, if it's painting or building scenery, building costumes, you can go to our website and there's information on the upcoming auditions as well as how to volunteer and be a part of our expansive and large family. We have a large variety of comedies, dramas, musicals, and also special events all throughout the year. So when you're done shopping on Main Street, when you're done visiting the wineries and you've gone to the museums and you've climbed Enchanted Rock, you're looking for something to do that evening, come take in a show at the Fredericksburg Theater Company. I promise you will have a wonderful time.
Wow, it really is like having a piece of Broadway right here in our own backyard. Steve Riley, Executive Director for Fredericksburg Theater Company, is joining us now to share what's on the stage the rest of this wonderful season. Good morning to you, Steve. Always great to see you.
You too. Thanks for getting together and doing this with me.
Our pleasure. You've got some fun stuff coming up for your big season. Tell me what's going on the Fredericksburg Theater Company stage.
Well, the next few events we have begins with me, myself, and Shirley, and that's September the 2nd through the 4th. 3 performances only. Ms. Williams is a wonderful person, very sweet, and her show is so entertaining. She knows everybody in Hollywood. Yeah. Ron Howard, George Lucas. She was in American Graffiti. So she has so many stories, and her show has been getting phenomenal reviews wherever it goes.
Oh, very cool. I love to hear that, and I bet she's got some great stories. Can't wait for that. What's next?
Our fall drama is something very different for us. We've never done a Western on stage, and we are doing The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance. A lot of people may be familiar with the John Wayne and Jimmy Stewart movie. Well, this is based on the short story that film is based on, and that runs October the 14th through the 23rd. It'll be cowboys and gunslingers and everything on stage.
So cool. I'm a big fan of that genre. That's going to be a really fun one. Well, and then of course the holidays come to life in Fredericksburg, and the Fredericksburg Theater Company is no exception. What's going on there?
It is a live stage version of Miracle on 34th Street, but it's done, the premise is a live radio show, like it's set in the 1940s, and the audience is part of watching this live radio broadcast. It's going to have all the commercials and all of the Foley sound effects, and then it's got original music too.
Oh, that's so cool. And I love that you have like the Foley artists, like the knocking on the door and the footsteps. That's a really unique and cool holiday experience. Well, the one that you've got coming up after that is one of my favorites. It's such a fun musical.
Yes, and it's Tony nominated, very popular, Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. And a lot of people may be familiar with the film that this musical is based on. It starred Steve Martin and Michael Caine, and it's very funny. It's about a couple of grifters on the French Riviera, and it's just hilarious. Chaos ensues, a lot of fun music. It's fun watching the two con men try to out-con each other. It's a really, really fun show.
Steve, that's a really great lineup of wonderful theater you still have left to come to the stage at the Fredericksburg Theater Company. How can our viewers get a hold of tickets and more information?
They should go to our website, fredericksburgtheater.org, or they can call the theater at 888-669-7114.
Steve, thanks for joining us. We appreciate you joining us for Road Trippin' in Fredericksburg.
Thank you as always. Very glad to do it once more.
This segment is sponsored by Big Pop's Popcorn Company. Welcome back to Road Trippin' Fredericksburg. For the young and the young at heart, Big Pop's Popcorn Company has fresh gourmet popcorn and delicious candy. You can stop in for a sweet or savory treat as you explore the shops of downtown Fredericksburg. Oh, and be sure to take some home for a nostalgic souvenir.
We are at Big Pop's Popcorn Company in Fredericksburg, Texas on Main Street. We make 40 gourmet flavors of popcorn, all here in-house. We have a cook who is very creative and comes up with some great recipes, and we cook it, we bag it, and we give it to our customers made fresh every single day. Big Pops, you can find flavors such as cookie butter, Dr. Pepper, lemon poppy seed, wedding cake, birthday cake, and what we're famously known for is our dill pickle. We have an amazing fudge bar that has many different flavors, and customers can come in and pick different flavors to add into a box. We always rotate flavors, so every time you come in, it's always something new. And we do a special where you can buy 4 pieces and get 2 free. We have a bulk candy wall full of penny candy jars. Customers can fill their own bags with their favorite candies. My mom and dad were in the popcorn business many years ago. When they moved and retired to Fredericksburg, they wanted to bring that idea and a nostalgic, really cool popcorn and candy store to the town since there was nothing like it around here. We initially opened up as just Pop In, and then we moved to Main Street, and we are now Big Pops. So we do a lot of popcorn bars for weddings, special events. We also do corporate gifting for companies that want to give out presents at Christmas, for special clients and things like that. So we do a lot of special events and gifting for different people. When you're in Fredericksburg, just pop in to Big Pops. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and check out our website.
How cool is that? And this old-fashioned shop has something new to offer guests. Owner and my friend Binky Reagan is here today to share some sweet treats. Good morning to you. It's great to see you again.
Good to see you again too. Thank you for having me.
It feels like just yesterday and then also too long since I've seen you again.
Lots have happened.
Lots has happened, and we've got a lot to talk about. Number one, starting with something new. It is a hot day here, but you've got something to keep us refreshed, and it's brand new. The Pops. Tell me about it.
Shake.
Okay,
well,
a shake.
It's called bubble tea, and it is a sweetened fruity tea along with with the sweet little bubbles in the bottom. So you got to give it a little
1, 2,
3.
3.
Let's do it. Give it a little sip. Did you get one?
I got several. Oh my gosh, that's delicious.
It explodes in your mouth. It's wonderful.
Yeah, they
It is.
explode with flavor in your mouth. Plus, the tea is so sweet and refreshing.
We added this about 2-3 weeks ago.
Smart thing. I
Yeah,
bet it's been a hit in
fun.
the summer, yeah?
It is. It's great. And of course, my staff loves it too. So, I mean, it's always fun.
Oh, that is delicious. So something new, some favorites, of course. Cotton candy never goes out of style. And you've got
Never.
your own private labeling
I
there.
do. We have dill pickle I brought today. And of course, you know, yeah, it's our dill pickle kind.
Delicious.
But yeah. And lots of fun flavors. So we have a good time doing that. And we were closed for 9 weeks. And being closed for 9 weeks is tough.
Yeah.
And my staff, we all stayed together. And we did some kind of reinventing ourselves. And we came back and, you know, had a great year last year.
great.
Very phenomenal. And this year we're just hanging in there. And so, you know, times change. So we have to kind of change with the times. But, you know, we've really been blessed. So we're there. We're having a good time.
I firmly believe it, and I think somebody who does a business and is full of such spirit like Big Pops, this is meant to be and meant to succeed, I think. Anybody as
appreciate
fun as
that.
you are has got to
Well, I
succeed.
appreciate
That's
that.
my
Thank
opinion.
you.
And in addition to that cotton candy, you also have your gourmet popcorn that you do in-house as well.
I do, and I know that dill pickle is your favorite.
Yes,
but we
she
do. We
remembers.
have
She
about
knows me
30
well.
flavors, you know, and we have a great chef. I call him a chef because he's always creating,
Yeah.
doing some great stuff. I mean, he gets not a lot of recognition, but he is kind of the backbone. Gives us great product.
That's
and
so cool.
we package it different. We have some different sizes and things we can do, so we really love it. And we have Reese's is a good one.
Oh, that's
It's one of our new ones.
30 flavors, right?
We do. Actually, we have 32 right now.
I was about to
so
say they
I'm-
probably keep
I'm 2
evolving.
up, giving you 2 more. Yeah, absolutely.
Excellent. Well, I'm game to try all 32 of them
Absolutely.
for sure.
Come on.
And another one of my favorite things, especially on vacation, I don't know why, but fudge just seems like one of those. You go into a fudge shop, you buy some homemade fudge when you're on a day trip or a vacation or a road trip, and it's the perfect treat. And that's something you do really well at Big Pops too.
We do. I'm now cooking the fudge, which is something kind of fun because it kind of gives me a bit of a creative flair.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun. And I make up recipe, and we have make up recipes all the time. And we have a new fudge. We call it kind of the unicorn poop because it's kind of fun. But it was kind of a mistake. I just had some leftover stuff, and so that's what I get to be creative. And so I made that, and that flies off the shelf. I mean, people come in and go, "Where is it?" And I'm like, "Ooh, I need to make some more." So I do, and it's fun. And I'm always creating. And we also now we wrap everyone individually, and we just want to make it good for the customer so that they feel like they're getting a product that's safe and germ-free and that kind of stuff. But it really is nice and it's easy.
Vicki, it's so great to see you.
Good to see
Remind
you
people
too.
one more
Thank
time
you.
where they can catch up with you and where we can find your great store.
Well, we're at 217 East Main in Fredericksburg, Texas, and we're kind of right in the middle of the block, and we are there. We've expanded our hours. We're like on the weekends, we're open till 9 for those late night shoppers or somebody needs a snack. So we're good. So y'all come and see us. We're open.
Late night sweet tooth. That is me talking all the way. Thank you for bringing this Trevor Scott portion size.
That's right. Taking it home. Absolutely.
Thank you. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
We'll be right back after this quick break. Well, thanks for joining us today on our road trip to Fredericksburg. We sure have loved our time here, and we hope you have too. This really is a very special place full of Texas charm with a rich history and an even brighter future. Here's a look back at some of the places we visited so you can plan a road trip of your own. Well, our road trip in Fredericksburg has come to an end, but you can watch the entire show at roadtrippintv.com, and be sure to follow me on social media as well. I'm Trevor Scott, ATX, on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And until next time, keep road tripping.